you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe.
E, you just made this beat.
Beats by Let's Zone Now Music. Let's zone now. Valley, how you doing? We got the council in the motherfucking building already. Yeah. Just let that sizzle in your spirit. It's Friday and we in this thing.
E, you just made this beat.
Was it for you? It wasn't that long for me. How's everybody else doing this afternoon or this evening or this morning, depending on where you are in the world? It's 12:19 in Narnia. Do you know what your vibe is? Now, if you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. I mean, like right now. And when you hear this beat right here, this is always a reminder. Should you ever be somewhere up in the mountains hiking on a trail and you encounter me being attacked by a bear, you better help the bear. That's what the fuck you better do. Cause he's in a world of trouble fucking with me. Five. Now, the moon is in Aries, but we are already in that eclipse or that full moon vibration. It's funny that we start in Aries, because that means you got to get it out in order to calm the fuck down. Yeah. appreciate that, Watkins Cat House. Yo. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand this is not about ego. Oh no. This is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. Now, we're gonna take just a few more minutes to let a few more people trickle in. And then we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Now today, we're gonna touch on the transits. We're gonna elaborate on the aspects. We're gonna speak on this eclipse. But after that, we're gonna get into the priceless top 5 sexiest Mars signs in astrology. And I didn't say the best Mars signs. I didn't say the strongest. I said the sexiest. Yeah, we're gonna continue on with the theme that we put into place yesterday. So come on. Away from misery, come with me on a trip to the galaxy, but your feet won't leave the ground. Hey, let's go. That's the Kush. Oh, it's coming apart. Yeah. See, the beautiful thing about this eclipse, about this full moon, is it is in Taurus, and the moon is exalted in Taurus for a reason. We'll talk about it in a minute. I need like 3 more people at least to hit that like button for me. And that's just a matter of respect. On a trip to the galaxy. Yeah. We're gonna be here for a few hours. I need y'all to go share this video on whatever platform you fuck with or whatever groups you're a part of. Yeah, this the Kush. The 4th is a great place for Taurus. The 5th is a great place for Taurus. I don't know where you got that misconception. Those are some of the best places for Taurus energy. The most creative, the funnest, the most indulgent, the most profitable. You're just in a tough place in life right now. And that's all right. I am too. But the fourth and the fifth house are beautiful places to have Taurus. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time for you to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. Yeah. We vibrating together now. Let it sizzle in your spirit. Yeah. Man. Yeah. We're gonna get into the priceless top 5 sexiest Mars signs. But first, we coming with the transits. We're gonna elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. Yeah. I'm claiming it. This eclipse is still a full moon and it's still in Taurus. So if you see me acting different next week, it's because I got my money up. What the fuck you mean? Sometimes you have to release to find peace in the chaos. Oh yeah. Let this blood moon do it to you. Yeah, we finna talk about it. Where's everybody checking in from in the world? How you doing? Yeah, let me turn this down a little bit. Now let's talk about what's going on cosmically, y'all. If you're ready. Because we have plenty to discuss. So, the sun is now sitting at 4 degrees of Scorpio. And I like that because I can feel it on me. My Pluto's at 4 degrees of Scorpio in my first house. So yeah. That ego is intense. But with the sun at 4 degrees of Scorpio, life takes on a whole new intensity in its own way. Things tend to operate at extremes. How do you deal with that? What area of life is this affecting you? For me, this, like I said, is in my first house. I've been making people hate me. Yeah. I've been creating haters. But that's all right. They hating on somebody I won't even be in 2 weeks. Yeah. How do you come into your most powerful form? That's another theme that can be played out through Scorpio season. All right. Sometimes you have to face destruction first. Sometimes you have to swim through the abyss. Yeah. I'm not talking about the Mariana Trench. That's a whole different conversation. What I'm talking about is like swamp water. Water that's been sitting there. You don't know what's in it. You can't see shit because everything is there. It's muddy, it's murky. It's gators and snapping turtles, mud, bacteria. And above all that, you could also get an amoeba that starts to eat at your brain. Especially with the sun, conjunct to Mercury, conjunct to Mars. Yeah. Those emotions, those thoughts, those unresolved things that come from the inner recesses, they come to play. They come out. It's hard to take people's word for it. It's hard to believe what a motherfucker says. And then when it comes to desire, you never wanted things, people so bad. I'm not lying to you, y'all. And I don't want to be too vulgar, but I'm gonna keep it all the way honest with you. Like, this shit is all in my first house. And for those of y'all that know what I'm talking about when I say I'm walking around on semi all the time, like for no reason, I'm walking around on semi all the time for no reason. Balls just heavy as hell. That's the truth. Like my desire nature is fucking. It's everything I can do to keep control. It's everything I can do to keep control. I have to stay within my depths and keep my own counsel in order to do so, and that's what Scorpio is for you. Because if I let it out, it might destroy me. Shit, it might tear you up too. Yeah. You gotta be careful. These are dangerous times, I'm telling you. With the sun in Scorpio and the moon still in Aries, I'm trying to tell you now. Desires, impulses, passion. It's unrelenting. It's insatiable. It's unquenchable. Whatever it is, anger. You can piss people off. I just got into it with somebody that I've known for a couple years on social media. I laugh reacted at something and she immediately checked that shit. What's so funny? She immediately checked that shit. What the fuck is so funny? We've been arguing for a couple of hours now, and I'm not even mad, but I understand what's going on. And she's a Scorpio herself. I ain't gonna pull her to the game that she just taking this shit too serious because I'm having too much fun pressing her buttons. But yeah, you gotta be careful. The best word that I can explain for this energy with the sun, Mercury, and Mars all in Scorpio and the moon in Aries is triggering. You better know your triggers. And if not, you might actually find out that you have a trigger that you didn't know you had. Because it came from somewhere deep inside of you. Now you're acting out of character at extremes. All right. Speaking of which, while we're here, y'all give it to me. Let me apologize to this girl. I need to be nice. Sorry, y'all. I do need to apologize. I ain't right. I know what's going on, and I'm triggering her. So, the Aries moon, and how you like that? We ain't gonna talk about the eclipse till we get done with the regular transits. But look, the Aries moon will have you, and it has me like that. And I'm like that with other people. I've been pissing people off. I have it in my 7th house. It's conjunct my descendant right now, so opposite my ascendant. So just me being the way I am, be aggravating the shit out of some people right now. No. And it's because some people with Aries placements can be a little ugly, and they get mad when they see me. And I understand it. Nah, I'm just giving y'all a hard time. But, because y'all know I love Aries. It's actually my favorite flavor. But, the problem is with spices, they end up fucking up your digestive system. So I've been hurting for months now. Venetian fairy. No, I absolutely do not. You got to graduate from elementary school at some point. Just to answer your question, get that out of the way right now. No, I do not. I understand why people use whole sign. Whole sign is easier to read. Whole sign, it puts everything in a nice little box for you, and everything's in the house that it's put. No. Placidus is a natural flowing of events. You can resonate with whole sign more, but it could never be more accurate than Placidus. Life isn't fair or even. So your chart doesn't have to be either. People don't want to see interceptions, and people don't want to see the houses looking different sizes. People don't want to see all that shit. And that's their business. But the fact of the matter is, whole sign is just easier. Placidus, it's more complex. But it's also the natural flowing of energy. There's nothing forced into a house that it's not supposed to be in. And people don't want to see 2 signs in one house and all that other shit, but that's not how it goes. Like, it's undeniable that I am a Libra rising with Pluto in my 1st house. You can sense both on me immediately. I have a Pisces moon in the 5th house. My mama is a Pisces sun, Leo moon. My shit would be in the 6th house if it was the other way around. And that's just not me. I can show, and I will again, I've done it before, how my life actually progresses like that. Because me being a 16-degree Libra rising and not having any interceptions, it makes all of my houses split pretty much right down the middle. There are a few that shift a little bit more towards 20 degrees as their cusp. So there's only like 10 degrees of the other sign, but most of the time, 8 of my 12 houses start between 16 and 18 degrees. So they are pretty much split down the middle. And I have some placements that would reflect Libra rising if it was whole sign, and I have some that would reflect Scorpio rising if somehow it was forced to be whole sign. And so for me, it's something that's undeniable. Now, back to what I was doing with the transits. Y'all just have to be careful, because the sun's at 4 degrees of Scorpio. The moon's at 19 degrees of Aries right now. The moon being in Aries, hey, you gonna see people reacting. You gonna see people reacting. Let me answer this real fast. Sorry, y'all. Now, I need like 10 more of y'all to hit the like button before I get mad and go home. What the fuck y'all doing here? You creeping? You hating? You swag sucking? Well, I hope you got a long throat. Now, the moon in Aries just means people's emotions are very raw. Their energy's very primal. So people can act very childish. They're going to react very quickly. They're not going to process their feelings. They're going to act on their feelings immediately. You could catch yourself reacting very quickly. So just be cognizant of that. With the sun in Scorpio, the moon in Aries, with Mercury in Scorpio, with Mars in Scorpio, this shit is dangerous. It's sexy than a motherfucker too, though. Don't get that twisted. This is one of the sexiest energies that there are, man. And the moon is conjunct to Chiron, so you might make a mistake. This is Aries. You might fuck up. You might take it too far. You might move too fast. You might start some shit. But guess what? Through awareness and accountability, you can find healing. You probably will fuck up. But that's all right. That's all right. What you gonna do with it? I don't think you heard me though. Hold up, my music is tripping. Again. Now, what else do we got going on? The moon will come into a conjunction with the North Node here in a little bit. And that would mean probably later on this evening, I would say, right now we're at 19 degrees. The North, it'll come and start coming to that conjunction probably. And it's already there, but I would say probably, let's give it 2 more degrees, so 4 more hours, 3 or 4 more hours. And so I would say like in 3 hours, I want you to just see where you are in your day. See where you are in your life. Take 1 second. 1 second to see what you have going on. Because whatever's going on, you have a chance right then for you to change the narrative, or for you to understand that you're right on track with whatever the fuck you need to be doing in life. So yeah. Damn, Watkins Cat House, you got a man now? You showing all the way out. That's good for you. That is good for you. Now, let me get to the music. My bad, y'all. Everything's moving slower than I wanted to. And I'm on the quick track. Now, Mercury is conjunct to Mars, like I said too. And we've already talked about this little Scorpio stellium in its own little way with what it's doing with this, but with Mercury conjunct to Mars, and this being Scorpio, people are going to take shit seriously. Scorpio and Capricorn are very serious. People might have an emotional reaction to things. Now they might not just show it right off the rip. They're not going to act on it immediately, unless the moon in Aries is somehow triggering them. But I'm telling you now, thoughts, actions, comments, reactions, insults, all of that shit is gonna hit a lot deeper right now. And you fuck around and trigger somebody the wrong way, you're gonna get the full reaction. They're not gonna hold anything back. When you get it, they trying to take you all the way out the game. Now, when it comes to sex, you're gonna see people's minds being a lot more motherfucking freaky and dirty right now. That's the truth. It's going to places where you might not usually be comfortable going. And what's crazy is with Mercury conjunct to Mars and the sun shining light on it coming up, there's action behind those emotions, those desires, those thoughts. Those nasty thoughts. And when I say nasty thoughts, I'm not just talking about sexual things. You could have nasty thoughts about people hate, about people jealousy. Those nasty thoughts, they can be dangerous. We have the Scorpio energy, and look what happened up in, was it Maine or Rhode Island up there? Where the dude just went on the shooting spree and killed all those people. And they're saying he's still at large, but the chances are he's dead. I would almost bet that he's killed himself somewhere, and they just haven't found his body. He's not moving around, and nobody's seeing him, so that's why they haven't found him yet. But they did find out that it's the places he shot up are tied to his ex-girlfriend. That's Scorpio shit. That's Scorpio shit. Like, that shit is out here. And it's not a game. I promise you that. It's not a motherfucking game. So you gotta be careful. Miss Colston, I see you, I see you. Now, y'all ready to go on to Venus? No. Yeah, let's go to Venus. Because Venus is in Virgo. So this is a reliable energy. It's efficient. It's conscientious. It's rational, dependable. It's just not affectionate. It's not very loving. That's the truth. And when Venus in Virgo, people as a whole are going to be a little bit more picky with what they like. You know, Mars can represent desire or what you want, but Venus can be what you like, what you're attracted to, what's attractive about you, how you seek harmony and balance. Those type of things. So, with Venus in Virgo, this would usually not be a very intimate energy, but we have a Scorpio stellium coming into a sextile with this. Now, it's nowhere near sextile now. And Mercury is probably the only one that would catch Venus. But this can make this a little bit more sexual than it usually would be. Yes. Venus in Virgo wants perfection. You're absolutely right, young God. Venus in Virgo loves perfection. And nobody's perfect. But this energy as a whole is very dependable. It's very reliable. It's very rational. It's conscientious. But it's just not affectionate. It's in its expression, it's not real loving. But it can be sexual. in its own way. Now, Venus is coming into a trine with Uranus for this weekend. And that's perfect. We have an eclipse, which is really just a super full moon. When I say super, I mean ultra. I mean, it takes the regular full moon energy and magnifies it times 10. So, and I mean, it's only a partial eclipse, but it's still packing a punch with it. And so we have this going on at the same time that Venus is trying to Uranus in Taurus. So, hey, first of all, that lets me know that you could see some unique opportunities to profit or prosper with this weekend. Just come up. You grinding, you just going through your everyday stuff, taking care of the details. And you might actually just, in the process, come up. I can attest. That's the truth. Now, with Venus trying to Uranus also, there's a sexual aspect that comes into this. So, you might have an opportunity for you to serve somebody and then really enjoy it, or vice versa. You feel me? Out of the blue. Somebody could be servicing you. I mean, what the hell? Like, yeah. Now, I need like 13 more of y'all to hit the like button. I don't know why you're here and you're not hitting the like button. But I am a Cancer with Leo placements. I am prone to throw temper tantrums. Please respect my space and my energy before I get mad and go home. I will do some shit like that. Now, yeah. Shout out to the whole tribal council, man. Y'all know y'all my peoples. I love y'all, man. All y'all my people, but the tribal council. That's the motherfucking tribal council. You know what I'm saying? They fuck with the chief. Now, back to what I was saying. Just in going through the motions, you can really come into some unique enjoyment or some unique opportunities for you to profit. Hey, hold on. Let me make sure somebody's not at my door. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta be right back. Somebody's at my door, I think. Nope, never mind. Now, green is an excellent color for this trine. That's why I wore it. But I know that the moon is still in Aries, so I actually have green. I'm always going to match all the way down to the socks. But my socks, I can't raise my leg up that high. I'm old. They're Tasmanian devil. Still have that Aries energy in the mix. That's how I'm going to be getting to that bag for this eclipse. Like a goddamn Tasmanian devil. Work, 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 work. Ah. Y'all ain't no fun yet today. But that's all right. Fuck it. Now, let's talk about Mars real quick. Because we've been talking about this. See, Mars is at 10 degrees of Scorpio. And the Sun and Mercury are conjunct. They add a little bit of energy to this. So with Mars here, man, oh, those desires, people's desire nature, it's off the fucking chain. It might even be insatiable. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm walking around here on semi 24/7. Just for nothing. I'm staying ready to keep from getting ready. I told you earlier, I have to stay within my depths just to control myself. What's up, KD Kane? KD. Turn. Yeah, you a fucking menace to society, my boy. What's up, dog? Now, as I was saying, Mars in Scorpio can also be ruthless. This is relentless desire and ruthless aggression. But there's also an austere quality that helps people control themselves with Mars in Scorpio. No, that don't mean they're not gonna hurt you. It just means not right then. I used to have a stepdad that had Mars in Scorpio. He was a Gemini with Mars in Scorpio. And when I used to get in trouble at school or when I used to do stuff, he used to say, I'm finna whoop your ass, but not right now. And then he would go on about his business. He's like, go play. And me, I'm not going to be able to play. All I'm going to be thinking about is that ass whooping that's coming. There's no way I'm going to be able to enjoy myself. There's no fucking way. My mind, the torture you put my mind through is just as bad now. So it gets to the point where I go in there and ask for my ass whooping. I go in there and say, hey, can you whoop me, please? Can you just whoop me? I'm sleepy already. That's when I go in there and say, hey, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. Are you going to whoop me? Because I can't stop thinking about it. I'm not really going to go talking shit like, oh, you going to whoop me. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say, hey, I'm sleepy. Am I going to get a whooping or not? Because I'm really just trying to, hey, man, let's get this. If I'm going to get a whooping, like, I need to know. Instead of me letting me forget about it and get my hopes up, and then you come in there and beat the dog shit out of me with your Buffalo Soldier's belt. Because that's what he did. My stepdad acted in movies, and he does Buffalo Soldier reenactments, which Buffalo Soldiers are the first black soldiers from the Civil War and the Spanish-American War. They were from the 10th Cavalry. And he acted in he acted in a couple of movies, but that's what he got paid to do, was go to the fort and do those Buffalo Soldier reenactments. And he went all over the country and did that. And like I said, he played in movies, he did all kinds of stuff. But he had this big, thick-ass Buffalo Soldier belt that he used to whoop me with. But he also would play another mind game. He would come and say, hey, I'm going to let you choose. You want the switch or you want the belt? Just like when they say, go get your own switch, you have to pick your own switch too. Until you get a good one too. He'll send me back out there till I got a good one that he knows he can tear my ass up with. Like, that shit right there, it can be a motherfucker. See, Mars in Scorpio, it'll torture you, then kill you. Fuck the shit out of you to death. That's Mars in Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio, motherfucker will fuck you to death. You play the wrong game, you play with your life while Mars is in Scorpio. While the sun is in Scorpio. While Mercury is in Scorpio. Oh yeah. To death. Yeah. Something about that sounds sexy. To some. Beats by Bliss zone out music. Some astrologers believe that. The lower degrees are the more pure ones, or the higher degree. But I just believe that 0 degrees and 29 degrees have kind of an opposite effect. They're both very strong in their own right. And one's not more positive or negative than the other one. Like 29 degrees is like the full load of that energy. Where 0 degrees, and some people are going to say, 0 degrees is like the most pure expression of that energy. But then there's also some astrologers that say the difference with 0 degrees and 29 degrees is 0 degrees has a little bit of the sign before it, right? 0 degrees of Leo could have a little bit of Cancer to it. But 29 degrees of Cancer is not going to have any Leo to it. 29 degrees of Cancer is the energetic degree. It's the full load of that energy. So that 29th degree of Cancer is not going to have any Leo to it. It's going to be fucking emotional as fuck. It's going to be a lot. Whereas that 0 degree of Leo is going to have a little bit of Cancer to it. Now, I'm not saying that's what but those are the different things. I have to look at everything going on, and for me to really even incorporate it. I don't get too caught up in degree theory, but I understand it, and I do employ it, you know, here and there, as I can. Now, with Mars in Scorpio, people's desire nature is insatiable. But people's anger is going to be ruthless. But you're not going to see people acting crazy. That's the thing. You might see crazy shit happen, but you won't see people acting crazy outwardly. Things fester inside. And then shit gets dangerous. That's Mars in Scorpio. Now, it's also sexy, sexy, sexy. That brings us to Jupiter. And Mars is opposite to Jupiter. I mean, almost exactly opposite to Jupiter. Tomorrow it will be exactly opposite to Jupiter. So that desire can make you act at extremes. You could take it too far. You could overindulge. You could overplay your hand. See, that's the danger with Mars opposite to Jupiter, is overplaying your hand. Keep going for double or nothing until you end up losing. Keep going up to the well till the well is dry. Keep maxing somebody out till they can't take it no more. I'm finna fuck you so motherfucking bad that you can't even get up and go to work tomorrow. Yeah. I want that shit so fucking bad I can't keep calm. I won't keep calm. I'm finna have it. I can't wait. There ain't no patience. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now, with Jupiter in Taurus, this is about patience being a value, being a virtue. But this is retrograde until December 31st. So you can take patience too far. You can be too fucking patient. That means you might be lazy. That means you might miss out on opportunity. That means you might have expectations. You might expect something. When you expect something, you don't value it the same. It don't mean as much to you. It's not worth as much to you. Yeah. No. That's why Mars is there. No, you have to want it. Do you want it? I want y'all to hit that motherfucking like button before I knock all this shit over. Now back to what I was saying. Back to regular schedule program. Yeah. Young Neff, I haven't even started the top five. We do the top five afterwards. We still got a lot to go before we even get to the top five. We vibing, we going through the transits. I'm letting you know what's going on. Then we'll talk about the eclipse for about 5 minutes. And then we'll get into the top five. We just getting started, baby. I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button for me. Yeah. Now, man, that's vibing right there. People can be overindulgent with this. With Mars opposite Jupiter, you overindulgent. You end up taking a loss. You hear me? Nah. You want too much. You taking too much. And the thing is, Scorpio wants it all. You can't conserve anything. That's true. Now, y'all ready to talk about Saturn? This gonna be quick. Because the thing is, Saturn is retrograde until next week, so we're stationed at 0 degrees of Pisces. So your fears, your doubts, they're in their purest form. Your delusions, they're deadlier than ever. What you gotta understand is you have to fight the feeling. You have to process things. There's gonna be some shit you can't avoid or escape, ignore, or blame on anybody else. There's some stuff you just have to deal with. Even death. You have to feel like you can process things healthier before you can start moving forward with your life. Master your emotions, and then life won't be so hard on you. It doesn't mean hard times won't come. It means you will be less affected because you can process things more maturely instead of those healthy things. I mean, those unhealthy things that you used as coping mechanisms before. So let's look at it like that. Can y'all hear me clearly? Am I loud enough? Now, Uranus is at 21 degrees of Taurus. So as we've said over and over again, while Uranus is retrograde, and it's going to be retrograde until January 27th, use this time to take inventory of what you have to work with and who you are, what you're willing to do. Find a stable place inside of yourself that you can operate from, because you're not going to be able to get comfortable. The times we're in are not going to allow you to get comfortable in any way of being or any mode of operation. So you have to find a stable place within self that you can operate from. And that helps you deal with Neptune, or it helps you deal with Saturn. You don't know. You might put yourself in a unique place where you could actually win. You just can't be stubborn and stuck in the old way of doing things, or get too comfortable in one mode of operation. Because the minute you do that, as soon as something unexpected comes up, it ends up being a devastating experience for you. Pardon me for stuttering right there. Now, Neptune is at 25 degrees of Pisces. With Neptune at 25 degrees of Pisces, you just have to understand your perspective is always going to be changed as new information comes in, as you learn more about life, as you have new experience. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that could end up changing your perspective on certain things, or on life all the way around. But you will never be misguided if you just make sure that you're keeping an inner point of perception. That means you're not too caught up in the culture or being tricked by the trends, or you're not being influenced or being projected upon. Because you have a place inside of yourself that you view the world through. And that means getting in touch with your spirituality. Now, that right there brings us to Pluto. Now, Pluto sits at 27 degrees of Capricorn. So, we in hard times. In essence, we're at war. The United States fired missiles or did an airstrike on Syria. There's the other conflicts going on. So, I mean, it's all the way going down in its own form. And people don't trust that shit. People don't like anything that's happening. They don't like the way the economy is, not just in America, but in other countries. They don't like the decisions that the government is making. They don't like the rate of inflation. They don't trust the powers that be after everything that happened with COVID. People as a general don't trust law enforcement. It doesn't matter what the color of their skin is. Because we've seen over and over and over again that some law enforcement, not all of them, some law enforcement are abusing their rights, but it is something that is a trend. And so there's all this stuff in the world that just, as Pluto's been in Capricorn, it's bred this discontent. People are fucking fed up. That forces you to make changes. The stress can force you to make changes. Hard times can force you to make changes. And that's what we've been through. That's what we're going to go through until we make this radical change as Pluto comes back into Aquarius. Now, this shit, it's going to have to get radical. For real. You deciphering that situation over and over again is going to rob you of joy in your life. Watkins Cat House. I ain't saying you need to forgive him, but you need to forgive yourself and forgive that situation, which I know is hard to do. You might not ever do it, but that sets you free from that. I didn't say get over whatever he did and let it go. I'm saying forgive the situation so you can move forward in your growth, so you can enjoy your life. Now, I know it's hard right now. That's the truth. So, Chiron, 17 degrees of Aries, which we kind of already talked about that. That's accountability. You got to hold yourself accountable for wherever you are in your life. And that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes you can be like, damn, I'm doing the damn thing. Look how far I've came. Look how I'm growing. Look how I'm flourishing. I'm a fucking beast. Or you can realize, hey, man, my life isn't where I want it to be. I'm getting done dirty. I'm selling myself short. I'm in a stupid, fucked up, toxic relationship. And then through holding yourself accountable, that allows you to take action. If you're getting abused or done wrong, you can then fight back or get the fuck out of the situation. You didn't fail as a mother. You had a marriage that didn't work out. But yeah. You gotta forgive yourself. Forgive the situation. It'll help all of y'all heal. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is at 2 degrees of Virgo. So, the devil is in the details. Little bitty small shit can irk you. People criticisms can really fuck with your insecurity. You could also find yourself picking at other people, criticizing them. And what you don't understand, unless you've done some major shadow work, is that's just you trying to protect your own insecurities. It's not that whatever you see in the image is a mirror on you. This isn't that Pisces shit. No, it's the fact is you like to keep other people off balance because you yourself don't want people to be able to pick at you. And there's also a sick game where you might see people with this prominent Virgo energy affecting them actually picking at other people as a reminder to keep themselves on point. because they don't want nobody to do them like that, so they're going to make sure that they're on point. But they're also going to be picking at your ass. Now, you could also see people being over analytical about stuff. You can see people letting their perfectionist tendencies keep them from being as productive as they could be. And then when it comes to the sexual nature, you can see people playing innocent and really be the freak of the week. This is where the throat goat comes to play. This is where you have somebody who might want to give you 135,000 tongue lashes. Are you down? Now, the nodes are sitting at 24 degrees of Aries and Libra. You just have to make sure your codependency doesn't get the best of you. Your indecisiveness doesn't get the best of you. You have to make sure that other people's opinions aren't influencing you too much, that you're not living your life honestly. You have to be sure that you yourself are not complicating things by sugarcoating shit. You have to be assertive, action-oriented. You have to take life head on. And for some people like myself with prominent Libra placements, that's easier said than done. That's the truth. Now, the numerology of the day is an 8. And it has a 9 connotation, but we're in that 8 vibration. So this is a day of empowerment. This is a day of empowerment. It's Scorpio and Aries. Yeah. Search your depths and find your best self. But you might find demons there that you have to slay. You might, while you're inside of yourself, realize that you're only a human by day. Inside you, there's something a lot more volatile, a lot more nasty, a lot more dark. Yeah, I know you. So, that brings us to the conclusion of the transits. And I think it's only right now that I touch on this eclipse for a few minutes. And I never talk long about it, full moons and eclipses, just because they are very pivotal in energetic shifts. But it's also something, especially with lunar eclipses or full moons, that is very personal to you in particular, and wherever this is affecting your chart. So I can tell you what you should be doing with the full moon in Taurus, which I'm going to kind of do for a second. But the truth of the matter is, you have to find some type of solid place inside of yourself, some type of grounding point. That's what this full moon is about. This eclipse is about. This ends a cycle from 2 years ago. We have this eclipse opposing, which a full moon is always opposing the sun, but Mercury and Mars also. You need an anchoring point in the chaos. That's what you need. You need some sense of permanence, a sense of stability. You need to find a safe place inside of yourself so you can weather this storm. See, this also, wherever this affects of your life, this area of your life, this eclipse, this might see where you see a release, where you see this invoking some powerful changes, or you being able to manifest some powerful changes in your life. But in order to do that, you have to put it into the old cycle. You have to release it. Yeah. How can you make your life more valuable? How can you channel those intense emotions, those intense thoughts, that desire and will that you have? How can you use that to profit or prosper? There's some more questions in there. What house is this for you? For me, this is in my 7th house. The full moon of the eclipse hits my 7th. Pardon me. One of y'all's on some bullshit, and I'm allergic to bullshit. Please, get yourself right before I break out in hives or my throat swell up. All right. Don't do me. Never forget that while this is an eclipse, and it's only a partial eclipse, it's really just a full moon. That's energy is exponentially more expressive and strong. Now, the beautiful thing is, this is an exalted full moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus. Why is the moon exalted in Taurus? We've talked about it a million times. Because it's the calmest place in the whole zodiac. It's safe. It's patient. So, find a stable place inside of yourself. Calm the fuck down. Assess your values while you are with yourself, so you can make the changes that you need to make, utilizing the Scorpio energy, so you can transform into a more powerful form. But first, you have to find a calm place within the storm. Maybe you can just get some rest this weekend. Maybe you can make some money. Maybe. We're gonna leave it there. Having this blood moon should really be a time where you can just calm the fuck down and put your inner self, your deepest desires, into perspective. You can figure out what's worth pursuing. I don't think you hear me though. This is the end of a 2-year cycle. Let's reassess, regenerate, refocus, repurpose. reinvent our values. I don't think you heard me though. Now, we're about to get into the top 5. But first, I gotta let my dog out real fast. So, as I go over here to let my dog out, it's gonna take maybe 1 minute. I'll be right back. And what I need everybody to do while I'm doing so is go share this video on whatever their favorite social media platform is or whatever groups they're a part of on Facebook. Because we're about to get into the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. All right. So, give me a second while I let my dog out. Good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. Thank you, baby. All right, thank you for y'all's patience. We're back. So do you think your Mars sign made the list? And so, before I get started, I want to once again remind you, this is not the best Mars signs or the strongest Mars signs or your favorite Mars signs. All right? No. This is the sexiest Mars signs, according to the priceless one himself. Now, I'm of course going to give you the reasoning behind this. Because it's going to be interesting to know what's going on with each one. But there might be a couple on here, maybe one, that you didn't expect. And before I get into the actual top 5, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. But I ain't took you there yet. We're about to get started. This right here is the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs in the natal chart. All right. So, as I was saying, before I get into the actual top 5, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. And the first honorable mention, this is I'm gonna burn my lip up. Put the blunt in the wrong way. This is Mars in Aquarius. See, Mars in Aquarius is not the most passionate, so that's why it's only an honorable mention. But Mars in Aquarius is probably one of the most freaky. Oh yeah. This is an energy that's trisexual. And what I mean by that is they're willing to try anything just about once, and they want to try everything. All right. This is empirical expression. See, Mars in Aquarius is gonna keep trying different stuff and keep trying different stuff till they find what they like. But even then, they don't want to get stuck in that or get stuck to that. They want to find more stuff that they like so they can figure out different ways to incorporate the two. Oh yeah. You know, Mars in Aquarius is open to all types of things. I mean, all types of things. This right here is the open-minded approach. But it's not the most passionate. Oh no. But I could also say this, with Mars in Scorpio, not Scorpio, Aquarius, did I say Scorpio the first time? Or did I say Aquarius? But with Mars in Aquarius, focuses on what their heart does desire. They get this deep emotional calm that allows them to operate. It's damn near robotically. They can go into a mode that is crazy. You ever had somebody tear that thing up and you had to look at them like, who are you? That could be somebody that has Mars in Aquarius that just all of a sudden came out of the blue and put that thing on you. But as far as sex goes, the lack of passion can be a problem. All right. For them, it's more of a want. It's not a desire. All right. It's not unquenchable. They're like, fuck it. There's a certain detachment that comes with that Aquarius energy. But hey, you talking about somebody that'll blow your mind? Somebody that is so unique? I'm talking about so unique. You can look everywhere, and it's just an energy you won't ever be able to find again. But at the same time, sometimes it feels like there's something missing. So that's why Mars in Aquarius is only an honorable mention. Now, we have another honorable mention. There's two. That one was just like the second runner-up. So the first runner-up, or the other honorable mention on our list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. Mars in Taurus. See, let me tell you about Mars in Taurus. Let me turn this down just a little tad bit to get the right expression, the right volume. So, Mars in Taurus is patient, indulgent, even hedonistic when it gets what it wants. But the problem is, it's not really the type that's gonna just go after what it wants really hard. It would rather lay in wait to see what happens. Sometimes even settle for what's easy. Sometimes even in those expressions sexually, you might not get the best effort because it was just about the feeling. But there are also other times where, oh, there's nobody like Mars and Taurus that can take their time and do it right. Oh, this is a patient, determined, indulgent, hedonistic lover. Mars in Taurus is the type that wants to experience part of a person. They want to taste it, touch it, smell it. They want to hear you moaning in their ear. They want to feel you heaving against them. It's all a part of it. And they want to savor it all. But also, sometimes that lack of will, it can keep them from getting to enjoy those experiences that they value so much. They sit around and wait for something like that to happen, something that's gonna set them off, but it never comes. And that right there, that's why Mars and Taurus is the other honorable mention on our list. So this is gonna bring us to the actual top 5. All right. And if your sign didn't make the list, I'm sorry. You just didn't make the list. This is just my professional opinion. All right. So, without further ado, we get into the top 5 sexiest Mars signs. And number 5, this might be one you might not expect. See, this is Mars in Virgo. Because, baby, Mars in Virgo is a technician. Mars in Virgo is a technician that serves consistently. And I'm gonna tell you something that's sexy that doesn't even have anything to do with sex all of the time. I guarantee you, those Mars and Virgo people that you know are the best at something. They are the best at something. And when I say the best, I mean the motherfucking best. Can't nobody do it like them. See, having Mars in Virgo makes a person either a complete professional or they're the type of person, like I said before, who gets completely entangled in the minutia and then every situation decays around them. But when it comes to sex, Mars in Virgo might be a little bit more submissive. But the reason they're submissive is because they want to be able to find out how you like it. Because in them finding out how you like it allows them to adjust and do it like such. Mars in Virgo. Shit. They can do it perfectly. They can do it perfectly. You can find you a Mars in Virgo. Shit, if you can get them up out of that motherfucking box, they'll do something to you that nobody else can. And the thing they'll do is exactly what you like. They're gonna find out what you like. They're gonna give it to you. It's in their nature. Now let me also say that that energy is looking for efficiency. That's the thing with that. How can I get the job done without expelling the most energy? But there's also a thing where Mars and Virgo can go too hard. Don't know when to take a break, don't know when enough is enough. And then it ends up exhausted or burnt out. And then Mars and Virgo also is another one of these that's not going to be the most passionate. It's the most efficient. but it's not the most passionate. It's not the most intimate. But being the best is a matter of principle. And that right there is why Mars in Virgo is number 5 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. Now, that brings us to number 4. So, I think people probably can guess what's... Well, really, I think they might get 3 and 4 mixed, but the rest of these, I think this is going to get universal. So, number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. Mars in Aries. Because Mars is at home in Aries. This is raw passion. This is primal energy. And without making it too complicated, Mars in Aries is down to fuck. DTF. Now, Mars in Aries might not have the most stamina. It might not be the most patient. It's not going to be the most serving. That's the truth. Having an experience with Mars in Aries might not be the longest experience. It might be really hard, really fast. But what they come with is fire. Now, all of those things I said is why they're only number 4 on the list. But man, this is primal energy. This is action personified. This is a go-getter coming to get you. Yeah. How you like that? I don't think you're ready. See, Mars in Aries. You ain't got to guess. If it wants you, it's coming. If they want you, they're coming to get you. They finna tear that thing up. If they turned on, you gonna know it. And they're always turned on. It ain't hard at all to turn on Mars and Aries because, like I said, this is a primal energy. This is raw passion. I see it, I want it, I take it. Sun Goddess, you said what? Sex is not emotional, what? 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 Happy birthday, by the way. But, all of that right there is why Mars in Aries is number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. That primal energy. The fact that they're DTF. For sure. For sure. This is impulse. But impulse is imperfect. So, that's why Mars in Aries is number 4. Now, before I get into number 3, I need everybody that hasn't hit the like button to hit the motherfucking like button right now. If you haven't shared this, go share this. If you fuck with me for real, hit that motherfucking Cash App, that motherfucking super chat, that Venmo, that PayPal. If you're on Facebook, go join Star. Yeah, you know who we are. Go join Priceless Knowledge of Self. Now that group has been a little bit dormant because I'm waiting to do something else with it. But Star is a lot more active. But if you come to Star, check your feelings at the door. And I'm also letting you know if you're a male, if you come to Star, you might get your feelings hurt. It's not a safe place for men. It's not a safe place for men. They gonna fire you up. They gonna be rude to you. They gonna fucking talk shit about men. But I mean, think about the oppression that women have faced for so long. And so you just gotta know how to find a lane and stay in it. I'm the king of Star. But I can't protect you. I'm just letting you know it's more of a space for ladies. And men, you can come, you're welcome, but you got to understand if you take shit personally, then you probably gonna end up, choosing to make your exit. It takes a certain strength of character to exist in that space. And if you get too out of line, I might not even let you exist there. Because I gotta protect my peace. They might attack me. For real. They might turn on me. So, y'all make sure y'all go join Star if you haven't joined Star yet. Y'all go make sure y'all join the tribal council if y'all haven't joined the tribal council yet. If you haven't got you a natal chart reading yet, you need to get at me, because I'm the best. The motherfucking best. If you want to know what's going on with Pluto through Aquarius for the next 20 years and how it's going to affect you as it's hitting all your personal planets, get at me. I do a Pluto through Aquarius transit journey reading. Help you get through that. If you want to know your synastry with this ugly motherfucker you can't stop thinking about, hey, I'm with that too. All right. Yeah. I will offer apprenticeship again probably next year. But right now, I actually have my 3 pupils. The chosen 3, the elite. Those priceless few. All right. So, back to the top 5. We are now at number 3. Number 3 in the list of the priceless top 5 sexiest Mars signs. Y'all already know. Mars in Leo. Why? It's pretty simple. Mars in Leo is playful, bold, fun. It can be ostentatious. It can be extra. I'm keeping it true. You understand? It can be too much, and that's why it's only number 3. But, hey, Mars and Leo can make you have the time of your life. Have you ever had an experience that it might not have been the most intense, but it was one of the funnest times of your life? Like, I really just enjoyed that motherfucker. It wasn't just the sex, it was their presence. Like, I fucking really fucked with their character. There's something about them. They made me feel special. That's Mars in Leo. Now, let me also tell Melissa Ann that if you want a reading from me, you just got to get at me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR.TURNER1300@gmail.com. I will send you a price list. you pick a service, and I'll be back at you within the allotted time frame. Get at me. Like, Mars and Leo, they're fun. And the sexy thing about Mars and Leo's energy is, shit, if Mars and Leo want something, Mars and Leo approaches it like it was already theirs. Like it belonged to them right off the rip. Right off the rip. Now, it can also be extra. It's not going to have the most stamina either. But it's like, man, that was a moment there. We had a fucking moment, didn't we? We had a motherfucking moment. But Mars and Leo is about that special experience. Shit. Mars and Leo will put their trademark on that thing. You ever had somebody leave their hallmark on that thing? They wrote their name in it. Hi, my name is Corwin. You didn't let a motherfucker named Corwin hit that thing, and now you can't stop thinking about him. You got Corwin tattooed on your motherfucking ass. Now you done got pregnant by a motherfucker named Corky. It could happen to you. King Stone. You kissing people with the sun. He hit him with that flesh beam. That flesh beam. Hey, it's exactly what it seems. Yeah. But let me also say, Mars and Leo could just be putting on a show. They could do a whole bunch of motherfucking bragging and boasting and saying they gonna do a whole bunch of this and ain't gonna do a motherfucking mini tata. A whole motherfucking baby. You goddamn right. But they're very attentive lovers. Very attentive. Very attentive. Very, very proud too. See, Mars in Leo wants to make you feel like you're the best they ever had. All right? And they're number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. But number 2 is going to be the best you ever had. See, Mars and Leo wants you to feel like you're the best they ever had. Number 2 on this list is going to be the best you ever had. And that's my own Mars placement. That's Mars in Capricorn, baby. See, Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and it's with good reason. Because Mars in Capricorn puts in work. I put in work every time. I've always been focused on stamina. I make sure I do everything I can to increase my stamina. I always have. You know. And Mars in Capricorn has amazing stamina. Because Mars in Capricorn knows how to regulate their energy. We can regulate our energy. I always have enough to work your ass out. Best believe. I always got enough energy to tear your ass up. Whoop your ass. Whatever I need to do is there, because I don't waste energy on bullshit. I don't get mad about dumb shit. I don't get flustered over shit that's not motherfucking worth my motherfucking time. I don't do that shit. No, I'm better than that. I'm above that shit. If you get like that, I'm better than you. That's the way I feel with Mars and Capricorn. Like, for real, that's how it goes with Mars and Capricorn. If he your best, I'm gonna beat that. If you tell me a motherfucker went hard, guess what? I'm finna go harder than that. How hard did they go? I might even ask you, because guess what? I'm finna go harder than that. That's Capricorn. I will max your ass out. Mars and Capricorn will max your ass out. To this day, I ain't never been tore up like I've been tore up fucking with another Mars and Capricorn. She maxed my ass out. Had me walk around with deep vein thrombosis. What's up, Anna? But for real, that Mars and Capricorn, like, she had me walk around with deep, like, come on, man, like, and it's hurting, and you still want to keep going, keep doing it again. Had me hurting, sexing. Like, man, this is not, like, it's fun. I'm still doing it because it's still working, but god dog, like, this shit is hurting a little bit. Shit. Mars and Capricorn ain't no motherfucking joke. It don't matter, and it's like, it don't matter if it hurts. That's Mars and Capricorn. It don't matter if it fucking hurts. You come to work, motherfucker, put that work in. You the best. Put that motherfucking, you put that thing on me, or I'm gonna put this thing on you. That's how it go. Mars and Capricorn needs that release. Sex is such a release for Mars and Capricorn people. But it's another thing that is a serious affair. It is a competition. I did come to work your ass out. I didn't just come to make love to you. I came to prove a point. That's Mars and Capricorn. I didn't just come to make love to you. I didn't just come to fuck you. I came to prove a point. I came to prove to you why you should have never been fucking with nobody else. You dumb from fucking with anybody besides me. That's Mars and Capricorn. Like, that's how Mars and Capricorn is coming. Mars and Capricorn knows how to take control. And it's not always about exerting assertion. Mars and Capricorn knows how to feel the feminine nature of Capricorn. Pardon me, I said Sagittarian. Of Capricorn knows how to feel out a situation, knows how to feel out a person, and then deliver. Shit, I was your best, and I didn't even go my hardest. Like, that was like 33%. I done told somebody, I've actually said that before. They were like, God, oh my God. And I was like, man, that was really just like 40 or 50%. I done said that shit to somebody, literally. Like, after saying it, like, God, that was crazy. I was like, man, that really was just like, I could have kept going longer. I could have went harder than that. That was really just like 40 or 50. I just gave you like 50%. I only gave you what I needed to give you. Point proven. Or as Insane Clown Posse once said, hurry up, chick. Get the food ready. I smell spaghetti. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down like that. How you cooking something? That's what Mars and Capricorn gonna do. That's the truth. But there's also a certain passion or intimacy that can sometimes be missing with Mars and Capricorn. And Mars and Capricorn doesn't like not being in control. That's the truth. Like, that does not mean I don't like a woman being on top or a lady being assertive sexually. It means that most of the time I initiate sexual experiences, and I'm not gonna get turned on if you initiate a sexual experience with me. No matter how fine you are, no matter like it's just something that's not in me. There's a certain like I'm in control of this situation. I have to, like and it's something that's hindered my sex life in certain ways. Because it can make somebody that I love feel like I'm not attracted to them or like I don't want them because they come on to me and I'm kind of like I don't know what to do because I'm not in control of the situation. It's like even in a sexual experience, you have to give up that control. That is a power in itself. Like, all right, I'm gonna allow you to take control. Not when somebody comes in and asserts themselves on you and takes control of the situation, then it might make you feel, might not make you be able to be at your best. Or if you feel pressured, you might not be able to be at your best. So that is also going to be something with Mars in Capricorn, where that's the reason why they're number 2. Now, I think it's time to get to number 1. See, number 1 always got enough. Number 1, you already guessed it. Number 1 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. Mars in Scorpio. You goddamn right. That's insatiable desire. That's inexhaustible energy. That is relentless sex drive. Oh yeah. That's somebody that's dangerous. See, Mars in Capricorn has to regulate their energy. Mars in Scorpio keeps creating energy from somewhere inside of themselves. So they can take it to the extreme every time. All the time. They take it too far every time. Yeah. Either you taking it all or you ain't getting none of it. That's the truth. Either you getting it all or you ain't getting none of it. And they gonna give it all to you. They wanna own you, possess you, make you theirs. It's not just about proving a point. It's about possession. That's the thing. That's the difference. Capricorn will prove a point as a Mars in Capricorn. But I don't want your soul. I want acknowledgement. I want you to realize it and say, hey, that motherfucker's a bad motherfucker right there. That's a plenty for me. To say, hey, that's the baddest motherfucker I ever fucked with. That's a bad son of a bitch right there. Mars and Scorpio don't give a fuck about whether you say they're the baddest or not. They know they own you. Give a fuck what you say. They don't give a fuck what you say. They own you. I touched you in a way nobody else can. I pushed you farther than anybody else could take you. I made you crazy. You made me crazy. I'm crazy. That's Mars in Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio wants absolution. It is absolution. Because you get absolute or you get nothing. give it to you. They finna freak you. They finna freak you. Mars and Scorpio nasty. And shit. See, Mars in Capricorn has stamina. Mars in Scorpio is energy. You see the difference in that? Mars in Capricorn has stamina. Mars in Scorpio is energy. Fuck you mean? Had you doing shit you never would have even considered doing with anybody else. Have you ashamed of your motherfucking self? That's the truth. Mars in Scorpio will have you ashamed of yourself when you get done fucking with them. Like, damn, I can't believe I let that motherfucker do that shit to me. Yeah. They did it to you. And that's sexy. And that's the reason why Mars in Scorpio is number 1. Numero uno on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs. We're going to come with the house placements next week. The best house placements, not the sexiest. We'll come with the best next week. Now, our 2 honorable mentions were Mars in Aquarius because of the kinkiness, the open-mindedness, but the detachment keeping Mars from Aquarius being really able to achieve what it really could as far as the way of sexiness. But Mars in Taurus being the other honorable mention because it's patient, indulgent, and even hedonistic if it can get going. Mars in Virgo was number 5 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 sexiest Mars signs because that is a technician that serves consistently, and they're guaranteed to be the best at something, maybe even what you like the most. Now, number 4 was Mars in Aries. That's raw passion, that's primal energy. That's somebody who is always DTF, down to fuck. Now, number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 was Mars in Leo, because that's playful, bold, fun. That's somebody who gonna put their hallmark on you. Somebody who leaves a stamp on your life, who introduces you to an experience. Now, number 2 is Mars in Capricorn because, hey, we put in work. We have amazing stamina. We know how to take control. We have something to prove. Yeah. You ever had somebody tear you up? Have you ever had somebody fuck the shit out of you in a way that it felt like they had something to prove? Like, god damn. I can't believe she did me like that. I can't believe this motherfucker here. This motherfucker here is something serious. You ever had somebody like that? It doesn't mean that it was the most, but it was like, man, after you got done, you was like, man, that motherfucker was something serious. That motherfucker knows what they're doing. That motherfucker there is advanced. It's Mars in Capricorn. That's Mars in Capricorn. A true professional in every sense of the word. Now, number 1 of the PrIcElEs sexiest Mars signs in astrology, Mars in Scorpio, because that's insatiable desire. It's volcanic lust. It's inexhaustible energy. It's a relentless drive. Now, to address y'all's
preferences. As far as Mars in Cancer go, Mars in Cancer is very sensual. It's very sensual, and that's cool. That's cool. But Mars in Cancer has to be in the mood for everything. For everything. And you have it in that, him having that in the 8th house probably really greatly helped y'all, because that puts it in a place where his Mars is always in the mood. But, and we'll talk about the house placements next time. But having Mars in Cancer doesn't make your energy come to the surface directly. And it can be affected by so many things, to where it can't be as efficient or as prominent as it could be. That's the truth of Mars in Cancer. As a Mars in Capricorn, for me, it was another Mars in Capricorn. Yeah. But I've had all kinds of pleasures. See, the interesting thing about me is, here's what's funny is, anybody that's my age that was born in the year that I was born, there's going to be half that year where all of those people have Mars in Capricorn. All of those people have Mars in Capricorn, because Mars was retrograde for 6 months that year. So there's going to be a lot of people that I grew up with that are around my age that, you know what I'm saying, I had these are crazy ass experiences, and these are also these really strong sexual experiences with, because a lot of them had Mars in Capricorn like myself. Now, that brings us to Young Neff's question. You said, what's the most compatible and least compatible Mars signs for Mars in Scorpio? Mars in, I would say Mars in Sagittarius. Mars in Leo, maybe gonna be the least compatible. The most compatible, Mars in Scorpio, Mars in Capricorn, Mars in Pisces, Mars in Cancer, Mars, yeah, those, maybe Taurus even. All of that shit. All of that. Next question, please. I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it, Young Neff, whenever you do or whatever. No pressure. Yeah, my bad. What's up, Shaden? How you doing? Michaela says she's a Mars in Leo and her man is a Mars in Scorpio. Okay, that's good. Hey, that's excellent. Mars in Pisces was Watkins Cat House. Oh, you're a Mars in Pisces, and the best was Mars in Scorpio, and Mars in Cancer was okay. Young Neff, you said you appreciate it. Best compatibility for Mars in Libra. Shit, Mars and Libra they can be all right with anybody. There ain't no best compatibility for Mars and Libra, because Mars and Libra is just gonna do whatever the other person wants. Mars and Libra just gonna do whatever the other person wants. It doesn't matter. Mars and Libra is just let you do it any type of way. Just fuck the shit out of any type of way. You know what I'm saying? They just. Oh, I ain't gonna do you like that, my boy. Ain't no best compatibility for Mars and Libra. You just gonna do whatever they like. You trying to figure out what they like, do what they like. You trying to just, you know what I'm saying? You trying to compromise. I'll meet you in the middle. I'm gonna be half all right, but we'll have a good talk afterwards. All right, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna stop playing though, for real. Mars and Libra ain't finna do shit. Mars and Libra ain't finna do shit. They finna be tricking. But nah, for real though. They might be the best because Mars and Libra they're gonna do whatever you want to do. Like that could be the thing. Mars and Libra gonna do whatever you want to do. They might be the best, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, because they're gonna do whatever you want to do. They don't give a fuck what they want. Mars and Libra be one of the only people, other than maybe Mars and Capricorn, that might ask you if you came. Did you come? Did you come? Yeah, I did, but I could probably eat it for a little longer if you want. Hey, I've been giving you a hard time, bro. I'm just picking on you. I'm just picking on you. I'm just talking shit. But for real though, y'all ain't finna max nothing now. You too nice. Am I hurting it? Am I hurting it? Are you okay? Do you need something to drink? Do we need to take a break? Did your phone ring? Yeah. That's what Mars and Libra gonna be doing. Is that your kids, or are your kids awake? What does this mean now? That's what Mars and Libra gonna ask. Yeah, look, I know. That's what Mars and Libra gonna ask. What does this mean now? Are we together? I know you have. I be knowing, bro. Mars and Gemini is all right. Look, Mars and Gemini is all right at a lot of stuff, but they're not great at anything. They're all right. Mars and Gemini ain't bad. They just ain't the best. They just ain't in the top. They all right. They good at a lot of different stuff. They might have some good fingers. You know, you might be like, oh man, he was really good with his hands. And man, when I tell you those fingers were walking. Shit, that motherfucker knows how to switch the buttons, switch the motherfucking controls on that motherfucking rose real quick. Adjust the speeds on the roads real fast. All right, I'm gonna behave though, for real. I was doing good. I was doing real good, and then y'all started got me out of control. Shit, that's the Aries moon. I'll start acting wild. I'm never more extroverted and loud, and I don't know why Aries moons do me like that. It's in my 7th house, which is crazy. Aries moons be having me out of character. Like, I don't even be acting like this. And I'll fight. I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000, and I'll fight you. Yeah. But let me get back to y'all. But for real though, Mars and Libra. They'll be a great partner. They might be the person that, you know, ask you, did you eat yet? After y'all do it. You hungry? They don't even be hungry. I could eat though. And then when y'all go to then when y'all go to I'm not doing it. Then when y'all go to the restaurant or go get something to eat, they're gonna give y'all the wrong order. And Mars and Libra ain't gonna do shit about it. They ain't gonna ask. They're gonna eat the shit they didn't want. They're gonna eat that shit they didn't order. They're gonna sit there. They're gonna sit there mad. Sitting there mad. Y'all got some bullshit. They got some bullshit, but they didn't say nothing at the motherfucking drive-thru. Now they're gonna take it out on you. They're gonna fuck the shit out of you now. That's how you can get the best love. That's how you gonna get the best love from a Mars and Libra. Take them to a restaurant. Let the restaurant fuck up their order. If the restaurant fucks up their order, you already know they finna max you out. They finna max you out. Cause they ain't gonna do shit at the motherfucking restaurant, but eat them goddamn onion rings. Ain't no Libra going back. Ain't no Mars and Libra going back. You finna eat that shit. You finna compromise. You'll lie. I see Mars and Libra will lie. I see Mars and Libra will lie. Real motherfucking fast. I see that. It's still alive and well, that cliche. Because you ain't going back to that restaurant. If you going back, you liable to go give them a tip for them giving you the wrong order. Here's $3. But you're going to punish that thing. You're going to punish that thing after that. This motherfucker done give me these goddamn onion rings. Now I'm going to stop playing though, for real though, Mars and Libras are nice people. For real though. Mars and Gemini is a nice one too. You know, it's nice. Mars and Cancer, ain't no telling what's happening with them from one minute to the next. It really ain't no telling what's happening with Mars and Cancer from one minute to the next. 1 minute you might be about to have the greatest sex of your life. Next minute they motherfuckers might be over there upset like a motherfucker, mad about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It ain't no fucking telling. They didn't make the fucking list. Mars and Sagittarius, they didn't make the list. It's a fire sign. They still didn't make the list. Mars and Sagittarius ain't on the list. The weakest sex you ever had might be with a Mars and Sagittarius. I'm just the wackest shit you ever had might be with a Mars and Sagittarius. I'm sorry, Miss Colston. But y'all be experienced. Y'all be experienced like a motherfucker. Y'all know a whole bunch of shit. Goddamn, you studied the Kama Sutra? That motherfucking Mars and Sagittarius, they hit you with the goddamn Kama Sutra. Motherfucker might hit you with a African maneuver. Sagittarius know shit from all types of different cultures and shit. Miss Costa, you said you're a Mars and Sagittarius. He's a Mars and Taurus. Y'all might be all right sometimes, but shit, I mean, that's not a good combination. Not just the Marses. That's the truth. Mr. Parker ain't hitting that shit right. Mr. Colston ain't hitting that shit right. That's the truth. Next question. Mars and Sagittarius, duck and run. Mars and Sagittarius ain't shit. You only gonna get to hit Mars and Sagittarius once or twice anyway. You know what I mean? Unless you married to him, like in one of them situations, you ain't gonna get to. Mars and Sagittarius ain't gonna mess with you more than once, twice anyway. They be on to the next. They be experienced. You know, Mars and Gemini might have been around the block. You hear me? Mars and Gemini might have been around the block. Mars and Sagittarius been around the world. Yeah. Mars and Pisces. You don't. And there ain't no telling. It ain't no telling. It ain't no telling with Mars and Pisces. You can get it. It just depends on, you know, a whole different wealth of stuff going on. A lot like Mars and Cancer, there's a lot of influences when it comes to Mars and Pisces. But a Mars and Pisces could introduce you to God. I'm going to be real with you. A Mars and Pisces might hit you with that splash. Yeah. But Mars and Pisces, it really just depends. How drunk are they? With Mars and Pisces, how much alcohol is involved, or substances or drugs? They might take you to another motherfucking plane of existence then. Sober, they might not even be there. That's the truth. You're having sex with them and they checked out. That's Mars and Pisces. You on them, they done checked out on your ass. You are now Chuck Norris. And Mars and Pisces, dude, ain't no telling. Might be really loving and passionate. He might be able to empathically feel whatever you need and then heal whatever you need. So they could be awesome in their own right, but there's no telling. It's a mixed bag. Mars and Pisces might hit you with some dope dick, which will blow your motherfucking world up. You don't know. You don't know. Ain't no telling. Mars and Pisces might get into a rhythm. That's the motion of the ocean. Ain't no telling. You might have an experience that is ethereal with Mars and Pisces because they hit you with that motion of the ocean. You feel me? You gotta be careful. I appreciate the love, Hottie. From Roddy to the Hottie. But yeah, Mars and Pisces might hit you with the motion of the ocean. You know, don't rock the boat. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Change positions. Hey, you gotta be careful. You don't know, but it also might be whacked in a motherfucker noodles. You might get noodled. You might have a Mars and Pisces just straight up piss on you. It's supposed to be squirt, but why is it a steady stream? I'm just playing. You gotta be careful with Mars and Pisces, though. There's no telling. They could get into a rhythm on your ass and really do some stuff to you. But you also might be like, what the fuck was that? But you never know, because a Mars and Pisces person could just take on a character on you. You don't know. Like I said, a Mars and Pisces might just come in there and decide they're motherfucking Denzel from Training Day on you. Shit. You might have a Mars and Pisces just come in there, somebody different on your ass anytime. There's no telling. It's a mixed bag, but they're not on the list. They're not on the list. Mars and Cancer can be incredibly sensual lovers. They're very empathic. They're very, you know, they know how to love you tenderly and really make love to your ass. But also, you got to, there has to be a certain mood for that to happen. They have to be in the mood. And I feel like everybody has to be in the mood. I know you feel like, no, Mars and Cancer is different. It's different. Having to be in the mood means something else. What's my take on Venus placements? Scorpio Venus, first house. You're probably, you know, considered very sexy by people. But at the same time, you kind of scare people away with the certain intensity that you have. And people are drawn to you, but once they, you know, get drawn in, a lot of times they're mortified by what they find. Because you have a certain intensity. And, like, they got to be able to handle you. They got to be able to handle you. My heaven, I know it's true. I play around a little bit, but you already know I'm the coldest at this. That's why you're here. Yeah. Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius loves freedom and brotherhood, and you know, Venus in Aquarius is somebody who, you know, they just give it an inordinate amount of freedom in relationships, and they want other people to be free to be whoever they are, and they want people to choose to love them. And it's not always the most affectionate energy, but it is something that is a breath of fresh air if you can handle it. Venus in Scorpio trying to Pisces rising. Oh, I mean, in your own way, you feel things very deeply, and you're a very emotional person, and you know the relationships you have, and you know the intense connections that you have with people sometimes end up transforming you in different ways. And really, the people that you love, or all of the people that you have loved, would really say that you're a different person to them. But you all have these deep soul ties with them, with that. And you just sense things. You sense things. And because you sense things, that makes you establish these deep connections with people. But those deep connections with people sometimes lead you into heartbreak or into disappointments with Venus and Scorpio. Venus, you know, is always going to have certain issues with Scorpio because of the intensity. So, the intensity of Scorpio can be a motherfucker. And those emotions can really, you know, affect a Pisces rising person. And it can, you know, cause confusion, or at certain times it could cause them to, you know, play roles, or it can cause them to live in la la land, because those feelings that they have are so deep that sometimes it's hard to deal with them. You said binge drink. I believe it. I believe with Pisces rising, Venus, Scorpio, there's probably some binge drinking. Hold on, let me make sure my son can get in. I'll be right back, y'all. 1 minute. Where's Junior, Chief? Sorry. All right, back to here. What's my take with Pisces? Someone with Pisces, Moon, Venus, and Mars. They're probably a very interesting character, but kind of delusional about other people and about themselves, and confused about what they're trying to do in life. But they're also very talented and gifted. And, you know, they have an otherworldly presence. Come here, baby. Sorry, my dog came in here. Come here, baby. Now, come here, Chief. Easy boy. Anyway, sorry. You get him. Look at the people. Look at the people, Chief. There's your baby. There's Junior. Go see him. Take him outside. What?
Caleb's mom said the basketball season's gonna start next weekend, and also it might close. It might close. It's called signing up, because I'll sign up with my friends, and the coach's name is Scott Burner.
Okay, well, me and Mama will look into it, okay?
Okay.
Come here. Come give me a hug.
Did
Did you have a good day?
Uh-huh.
It's my baby.
The name of the coach is Scott Burner.
His name is Scott Burner?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll remember. All right, hey, close my door. Take him to use the restroom. Chief.
Chief.
Go over there.
Chief.
Chief, go. Close the door, Junior. Please, daddy boy. Thank you. Now, let me get back to this, y'all. My bad. We've been here for 2.5 hours. We're going to be here for another like half an hour, maybe an hour at the most, but we here. So, let me get back to this. What does Chiron and Capricorn in the midheaven in Scorpio mean? Chiron and Capricorn can make you feel like, you had to take responsibility. You didn't have a childhood in certain instances. It can make you feel like you had to take responsibility from a really early age. It can make you resentful towards people. Having Chiron and Capricorn can make you, have one of your parents that were missing, or another one of your parents that were really hard on you and pushed you really hard and never thought you never felt like you were enough, so you always feel like you have something to prove. So there's that. With midheaven in Scorpio, you have laser focus. You have what I would call, like Kobe would have, that Mamba mentality. See, Kobe is a Capricorn rising, and he has his midheaven in Scorpio. And so that's where he gets that Mamba mentality, that laser focus. See, you might have a multitude of talents with your midheaven in Scorpio, but your success is going to come through your intensity of focus. I tell everybody that has their midheaven in Scorpio when I give their reading. That's the interpretation of having the midheaven there in Scorpio. Is intensity of focus, Mamba mentality, relentless ambition, indomitable will, all of that type shit. You hear me? Now, that brings us it's the truth. When you came to the best, you fucking with the best, Hottie. Now that brings us to everybody else's question. You said, what's my take on someone with I already answered that. Terry Perry. You said, Pluto is steamrolling your Jupiter in Capricorn at 29 degrees this year. What can be done with the energy of this transit? Changing your values, reevaluating your goals, refocusing your life, getting serious about something that you're ambitious about. There's a lot that can come from that, beautiful. Empowering yourself, hey, this is the time right here. It's like, hey, this is where I take control of my life. That's what it is. And in doing so, you could be blessed in so many ways. With Pluto coming into a conjunction with your Jupiter. And especially in Capricorn, this is where you start to see yourself as a person of real consequence. This is where you become a real big stepper. This is where you establish yourself. It's where you say, hey, I'm one of them ones. I believe it. Terry Perry. Now, Mercury in Virgo, sextile Scorpio ascendant. You have laser focus too. You're very sharp. You stay on point. You don't miss nothing. You're clever. You're smart. You're aware of the facts. You like everything. You keep everything in perspective. Find you somebody else to play with, chosen one. We don't do the scamming vibe here. We are a vibe tribe. We are not thirsty for subscribers. We are here to help each other raise our vibration. If you come in here on some bullshit, you will be banished, exiled, without a second thought. We protect our peace. We play no games. We have fun. You will never be a part of this again. Stop playing. If you really need help, send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Now, 4 and 5. You say my thoughts on Lilith sextile the moon. Depends on what the Lilith is and what the moon is. What is the nature of the sextile? Is it a feminine sextile? Is it a masculine sextile? There's going to be those two different types of sextile. You're going to have a sextile between the feminine signs, a sextile between the masculine signs. Now understand, feminine doesn't mean female and masculine doesn't mean male. Feminine means receptive, masculine means projective. The feminine signs are going to be the earth and water signs. The masculine signs are the air and fire signs. So I would need to know the nature of the sextile in order to give you a proper assessment, because Lilith is affecting your moon. I'm going to have to know how that's affecting your moon. Now, Shaylin, what's my take on asteroids in general? It depends on what they are. There's a lot of asteroids that I don't follow. I'm not into every asteroid, but I also have had some amazing experiences with astrologers that are in depth with asteroids that really help. But I've also seen some asteroids that are bullshit. It's just bullshit. But it just depends on how caught up in the minutia do you want to get. I personally think some of them are worth looking at, but it's not something that is really influential, like really make or break. It's more like flavor. Scorpio Lilith sextile your Virgo moon. First of all, you're analytical, critical, and technical. And you know how to make yourself useful. You making yourself useful makes you important to people's lives. That's how you've always gotten by and kept from the abuse that you went going through. And you pick yourself apart. Somebody abused your trust when you were younger. So you have a tendency to pick yourself apart all the time. It's hard for you to feel powerful because you have so many insecurities, and somebody exploited those insecurities at some point in your life. So now you can be the same way towards other people. You could have ulterior motives, or you could just not be comfortable with deep emotions. So there's a lot that goes with that. Now, Miss Colson, your midheaven is in Pisces, so you always get underestimated. You always get underestimated, but you always surprise people when you come shining through with your broad-based competence. You always have this way of blowing people's minds, like, damn, I didn't expect that from her. But yeah, people always underestimate you because you seem like you're not paying attention, or you're a dreamer, or you're not competent, or you're weak, or like there's something about you that gets misinterpreted, which allows you to be underestimated. But that allows you to really, really blow people's minds. Shaylin, no, I don't follow Eros and Sappho. I understand. I know lots of people who do, and there are astrologers here that do, but I don't follow myself. That doesn't mean they're not something that's worth incorporating. That just means me professionally, that's not my realm of expertise, and I'm not going to speak on something that's not my professional realm of expertise here. I have a lane. What about midheaven in Taurus? You have a very solid presence. You're definitely somebody who you've positioned yourself to be worth a lot in your career field, but sometimes you want to stay within a certain comfort zone. You want to stay in a safe place. So what that can do sometimes is it can make you have a determination that can make you really be able to get to a certain goal, or be able to accumulate a lot of wealth. Or it could also be responsible for you setting your bar so low that you don't accomplish anything or do anything. Yeah. That's what I got to say about that. Hey, it's all love, Shaylin. Y'all know if y'all really fuck with me, you know what to do. So, Lilith in Cancer. You have a problem with emotions. You're not very nurturing. Means you probably did your mom wasn't very nurturing to you, or she wasn't she wasn't around, or she just wasn't a good mom. It can make you really worried about being a good parent in your own right, or not want kids in your own way. It can make you resentful of your mom. It can make you resentful of your own emotions. It can make you kind of not be able to control your emotions very well. You don't deal with feelings at all. So when you have to deal with feelings, it's a really extra experience. Yeah, I know that. What's up, Bibble? Welcome to the Vibe Tribe. You are now a part of the PrIcElEs family. You said, what would I say about the 6th house Pluto in Scorpio as far as positives? Makes you incredibly altruistic. Makes you have a very strong effect on other people. But you have to be aware of that effect, because you can have the power to heal or hurt depending on the nature of your interactions with people. What would I say about 12th house planets conjunct the ascendant as it turns into 1st house? There are 12th house planets. They're on the 12th house side of their ascendant. They're still very influential to the personality, but it's not something that's apparent right on the surface. And I would say it's something that's part of their subconscious behaviors. It's something that they themselves are not even aware of some of the times, those behaviors that come with that 12th house part of the ascendant. You said, what are some placements to pay attention for beginners? I mean, all of them. I would just look at your own chart and study the aspects of your chart and consider how they affect you. And then I would start looking at once you do that, I would start, as an astrologer, the first thing you would do is start looking at your family members and assessing their charts. And then you can start looking at the subtleties in their character and making comparisons. And then you can also, especially if you have like siblings, you can look at the stuff in their chart and see the karmic stuff and how your parents are showing up in all of your charts, and then it starts to play a part. So it's just putting connections together. And so I wouldn't say there's placements to look at, to pay attention to specifically for beginners, because then you're going to focus on a placement and you're going to develop an opinion about that when you're not reading something objectively. And so as trying to develop an understanding of astrology, what I would do is look at different people's charts to develop a comprehensive approach. Like when we get started with my apprentices here, that's what we're going to do when we start looking at charts. We're going to look at the same chart and they're going to interpret it their way after we get an understanding of the basics, and I'm going to look at it my way, and then I'm going to actually I'm going to listen to how they see it, because it's helping them develop an understanding from the basics that I teach them and from the methods that I know. And so that's just that's the best way to do that there. You don't want to make clones. And you don't want to just interpret something the way the book says it. That's why when people say they look up a placement, they go look up on Google, that's the dumbest thing to do. Because Google is just a collection of chapters from books, excerpts from articles, and people's opinions. So Google is not the be-all, end-all at anything. So when you Google something, you're just looking up somebody's opinion. So why not learn what the energy is and then develop an understanding of your own? What does North Node in Aries mean? You need to learn how to be more self-sufficient. It means you need to be more immediate in your approach to things. It means you need to not procrastinate. You need to not worry about other people's lives or what other people's opinions are. It means you need to learn how to assert yourself. Means you need to stop being so fucking scary. Don't be a bitch. I have my North Node in Aries. It's the same thing. Stop catering to other people all the time and people pleasing everybody. Sometimes you got to do your thing. Sometimes you got to worry about you. Sometimes you're going to have to just take action. Sometimes you can't think about it. Sometimes you ain't going to have nobody else to do it for you. Sometimes you're going to have to be your own person that makes your own choices, and you ain't going to be able to depend on another human being. That's what the North Node in Aries means. I have the North Node in Aries. I know. But yeah. When stelliums are present, are they more dominant than the sun sign? Yes, in a way. But it doesn't make them person that sign. Their sun sign is still going to be their label that they're attached to, because that's how astrology works traditionally. But that's the truth. Aries North Node is harsh. It's straight up. Nobody gonna sugarcoat shit for you. That's the truth of the Aries North Node. That's the thing. It ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't always gonna be nice or polite. Like sometimes you got to get it unapologetically and raw. Sometimes you got to give it that same way. You got to experience, speak, and live your truth. No matter how anybody else is gonna respond to it, without worrying about how anybody. And that's part of the North Node in Aries. Pretty harsh. You have to take shit head on. You got to respect shit or check shit. You've accepted too much in previous lifetimes. Now, back to what I was saying. A stellium is a stellium. It depends on what the nature of the stellium is. Because if it's a whole bunch of outer planets, or it's or something, it's going to be influential, but it's not going to be that. The sun sign is still going to be the label which you go by. I didn't expect that one. Oh, I gotta text my lady real fast. Hold on. Now, Mercury in Pisces in the 10th house. And Pluto's also there. That's what's up. Mercury in Pisces in the 10th house. It's an Aquarius, but Pluto is also there. They're probably talented in a whole bunch of artistically talented. Acting, dancing. There's so many ways that they're going to be talented with that right there. Psychic ways. Writing. Oh my God, that could be an amazing writer with Mercury and Pisces in the 10th house there. And with Pluto there, it gives them ambition and a drive to succeed. So yeah. But yeah. Gemini Mercury trying Aquarius Neptune. You're a youngster. You're very clever, very open-minded, genius in your own way. When you're not too caught up in theory to actually put your ideas into practice. But yeah, All of that right there. You feel me? Now, Moon, Venus, Pluto, Ascendant, Stellium in conjunction. My son has all of that shit. Well, his sun, Venus, Pluto, Mars, all that shit is in conjunction in stellium. I mean, all that shit just influences your personality in different ways. Mercury and Neptune in Aquarius. You're very genius. Like I said, you're somebody who has an open mind. You're an amazing problem solver. You're very ingenious in your own way. Your brain just works differently than other people's brain works. But you also have a problem from taking theory and putting it into practice. Neptune does that there. North Node in Scorpio. You're gonna have to learn how to share in this life. You're gonna have to learn how to deal with darker emotions. You're gonna have to, experience intensity. Go through some major changes, which sometimes means, going through some really tumultuous times. Watkins Cat House, Lilith in Pisces. You don't forgive. Or whoever that is, they don't forgive. They have a hard time forgiving. They're very empathetic, but they get fucked over, and they, sometimes they play victim, or they want to martyrize themselves, and they don't forgive because and a lot of times, they would rather put themselves in a position to get done wrong because that feels natural to them. Mars in the 8th house. You a freak. You a freak. You're about sex. You're very sexually oriented. And you're also very dangerous. All of that there. Ooh, my neck. Yeah. Heidi, Mars in Capricorn. I'm a Mars in Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn makes you serious business. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn is going to be, it makes you have amazing stamina because you regulate your energy very well. It makes you goal-oriented, whatever those goals are. It makes you achievement-oriented. So, yeah. All of that there. Jolisa, Fire Floral, welcome to the Vibe Tribe. You are now a part of the PrIcElEs family. It's good to see you. You said you have a Gemini Venus in the 6th and Aquarius Mars in the 2nd house. Then you're just very different than ordinary logic would have us believe. And you get bored very easily. You need stimulation. And you value new things. You're always looking for something new. That Aquarius means you want to do something new. You love new stuff. You always want to, you really value the new, the original. Yeah, I know all y'all. It's what I do. Y'all just don't appreciate it. Y'all just don't appreciate it. I just know, and I'm great at what I do, but sometimes I be knowing stuff that I don't even know. It just comes out because that's what's right. That's what feels right. That's my intuition, or whatever's guiding me says, whatever that means, Sometimes I don't have time to think about it. I just say, and sometimes I'm able to just express exactly the perfect expression to explain something because it's just there. It's in my nature to do. Jupiter and Saturn in the second house. You ain't never been broke. You probably ain't never gonna be broke, but you gotta learn, even with Saturn there in the second house, but you have to learn how to manage money well. You would have a lot more if you learned how to manage money well, and if you weren't greedy or you weren't so conservative, one of the two. Like if you weren't so worried about money, you would probably be able to make more. And it just takes time for you to mature about the way that you approach financial stuff, for you to approach, you know, how to handle money well and how to manage success. And you're gonna have to stop tying your self-esteem to what you have fiscally. That's gonna be big in its own right. But yeah. Jupiter in Libra, Uranus in Pisces, and Pluto in Sagittarius. You want a whole reading. I love you, but you want a whole reading. You got to hit my email for all of that. Look, Jupiter in Libra, one of my favorite. Like, Jupiter in Libra is probably one of the luckiest Jupiter placements, whether people know that or not. It's one of the blessed, because they're so good at so many different things, and it's not just being a jack of all trades and a master of none like Gemini. Jupiter in Libra makes you be excellent at math or art or science or art or anything that allows you to, you know, infer or extrapolate and infer. And then you also have this thing where, like, balance and symmetry is just something that Mars in Libra understands, and people want to, you know, people help out Mars in Libra. There's a beautiful energy. I'm not Mars, Jupiter in Libra. Pardon me, I said Mars, Jupiter in Libra. I don't know why I went to Mars, but because I was talking about Mars today. But to Jupiter in Libra. Pardon me for going there. And then my ear itches now. Let me see what else. Uranus in Pisces. Now this lets me know you're a youngster. If that's you, then you're a youngster. But you're very spiritually gifted. Very spiritually gifted. But what do you do with it? Pluto in Sagittarius. You have a restless nature in a way. You're very optimistic in your own right, but you're always looking for something that's been right in front of your face the whole time. It's like you're searching for something that lives inside of you. You're searching externally and through experience for something that lives inside of you. That's Pluto in Sagittarius. All of that shit there. Pretty cool. Jupiter conjunct Uranus. Man, like, Jupiter conjunct Uranus is crazy because, like, Jupiter conjunct Uranus, that's one of those placements that can have amazing stuff happen to them, and they can make amazing things happen in their life because they believe it. Shit that nobody else. It's not like Jupiter and Neptune where they can be confused or they can have unrealistic expectations. And no, Jupiter and Uranus, like it makes these people have a dynamic energy. It makes their life dynamic and exciting, and it just makes them gain from every experience, and it makes them be able to accept every experience as a blessing. So they receive so many blessings in life, and they're able to make some crazy stuff happen because they didn't limit themselves from that happening to them, whether physically or mentally. My ear is itching now. The hell did y'all do to my ear? 4 and 5, you said, are the placements in a chart predictable or scattered? They're scattered. Some people have predictable patterns, like, but really as a reader, I think I go through periods where I start seeing people. There's a theme where I'll see people come at me that are born around the same time, or people that have similar placements. I'll get orders of readings clustered from people like that, and I don't know if it's something that I need to look at within myself, or it just means, you know, this was a time that the transits affected all of those people and caused them to want to reach out and get a reading. So there's a lot of stuff with that. Hey, we're going for maybe 20 more, 30 more minutes at the most, so let's make it count. I'm hungry. Matter of fact, I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie. Hold on. Oh no. Next question, please. You said, can Mars conjunct Venus square Jupiter hinder blessings? People's overindulgence and overexuberance can hinder those blessings. Do too much, or keep going to the well too many times, or take shit too far, and fuck up a blessing. Too much of a good thing can be bad, even the good life. Absolutely. No more questions? Absolutely. Ask anything numerologically related. What about Lilith in the ninth? You don't believe in shit. That's Lilith in the ninth. Also might have some trouble while traveling with people. You might have problems getting along with people who are different than you. All of that shit. But really also, you ain't got no faith. Yeah. GS J210. Year 40. Are you saying you're coming into your 40th birthday right now? So if you're coming into your 40th birthday, you're trying to make me work. Is that a 4 year? That means you're in a 4 year, right? You're 40, 4 year. I'm trying to think. If you start in a 1, there's 9, right? So 9 times 4 is 36. So that would leave 1, 2, 3, 4 left. You understand? You might be in a life path 7, but you would have to be in a personal year 4. I do the math in my head just like that. That's life path. That's where we're at right now. Month, day, current year. I understand that. But that's not how your years project as far as the personal year numbers, my bro. Or whoever. And that's not the method I was taught. You could be taught a different method from me. And that's fine. I'm not upset about it. If you want to be in a 7, you can be in a 7. This can be an isolating year for you. You can be serious. You can have a spiritual awakening. You can... all of that shit. Go through some deep changes. The 7, that's what the 7 is about. It's a serious time. Serious time of introspection and change and cleaning out a lot of the bullshit in your life. I never look at the year 40 like that. I've never even incorporated it like that. That's not the, like I said, that's not even the form of numerology that I operate from. I would just look at your personal year number, your personal month number. I wouldn't look at the 40th year of your life as meaning something significant as other than you turning 40. My basis of my numerological system is going to go off the life path number, the life destiny number, or the expression number, the soul number or the soul urge number, the personality number, the maturity number, the balance number, the 4 pentacles, the 4 challenges, the 3 periods of someone's life, karmic lesson numbers, a karmic debt number, signature number, birthday number, lucky number, personal year number, personal month number. A 0 karmic debt. A 0 is not, it's kind of like a karmic debt, but a 0 is not a karmic debt. A 0 means that you have the ability to clear a karmic debt in this life. A 0 means, it's kind of like a karmic, but a 0 just means you have the choice, you have free will in this life. For whatever reason, you could deal with all of the other karmic debts, or you could deal with none of them because you have free will. But it's just that 0 implies that whatever it is, you have the ability to clear karmic debt. You can rid yourself of the karmic debt that you did incur in this life. I have a 0, but I'm a karmic debt 19. And so having that 0 would kind of mean that I have a chance in this life for me to clear off that karmic debt 19. But it also means that that period of life, if I do that, is also I could experience all of the other karmic debts or none of them, and my free will could create a karmic debt. See, that's the 0. The 0, you could also not only clear, but you could also create another karmic debt in this life. Absolutely. See what happens, and I mean it's a story that's probably happened to so many souls, I would guess. And I mean we don't know what really happens, but the theory would be, let me turn this down a little bit. The theory would be that certain people, like myself, they could be old souls and they reincarnate into this life in order to clear a debt, but end up incurring another one. And so you end up putting yourself in a position worse than before. That's why you see some people with several karmic debts. Watkins Cat House, she said 11 life path. You were born on the 23rd year, 2023, or you're asking me about it. 1130 life path, born in the 23rd year, 2023. Then Jeepers Creepers coming back. Hey, I'm just playing. You ain't got, that's Jeepers Creepers. You ain't even got to worry about that shit. That's just motherfucking. That's the creeper. But nah. I mean, that's just a divine. That's a life path number 11. Divine purpose, a divine healer, a very magical person who, through inspiration or through leadership, is here to help a lot of people because their soul needs to, has to. Seven is Saturnian. Seven is probably the most Saturnian out of all of them. Most of the Capricorns I know have sevens. And yes, you can have more than one karmic debt. I only have one. My wife has 2 karmic debts. No, you have those are karmic lesson numbers. Those are not karmic debts, Throne. Those are karmic lesson numbers. 2, 3, and 8. Those are karmic lesson numbers. Karmic debt numbers are 13, 14, 16, and 19. And then 0 means something else. It's not necessarily a karmic debt, but it means it carries a significance to it, a karmic significance to it, having a 0. Neptune in the 12th house. I mean, you're idealistic, you're a dreamer, you're divinely gifted, you're psychic, but you're also incredibly confused about what reality is. Having a 14 karmic debt, yeah. It means you failed to pursue your purpose. You wasted your fucking life before. Disrespected yourself and your gifts. That's what the 14 means. Most definitely. Let me text her back real fast. But yeah. Like, somebody with a karmic debt 14 could get addicted to drugs, right? You know, yeah, like you wasted your life. You disrespected your energy. That's kind of like what 14 does. The same thing with 13, but they're going to be confronted with a lot of issues. For whatever reason in their last life, you know, they abused people or they did something, but for some reason they're going to face a lot of struggles in them trying to succeed. They're going to want to succeed really bad, but it's like everything is going to get in their way of succeeding with a 13. A 16 is an abuse of love. An abuse of love. You fuck people over, or you didn't love yourself. So you're gonna have to learn how to love people the right way in this life. 19 is an abuse of power. That's what I did. I abused this power thruster I got. Nah, but for real though. Hey, we got 14 minutes and no 13 minutes and then we gone. So let's make it fucking count. I'll be back on Monday. I'm finishing everybody's numerology readings either Monday or today. So Wild Kids Cat House, you'll get yours by Monday or two. I know I took a long time, but I had to. Whoever sent me an email, Rich Wealthy. Your name Rich Wealthy, but you was looking for a discount. I'm gonna let you know about it. I called you out on that shit. You can get that numerology reading whenever you're ready. Just let me know. Yeah. What's up, Magic City? How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, man. Everybody's readings will be coming on time. The people that have scheduled sessions next week, we will meet then. For the apprentices, classes will start the first week of December. We got to have payment in full by then. Your spots are reserved, but we got to have everything taken care of by then. We'll be straight. Your deposit is non-refundable, by the way. By the way. Thank you. Thank you for coming through and showing love and liking the video. We appreciate you coming through and sharing your presence with me. We finna go soon anyway. We've been here for over 3 hours. We're 10 minutes from leaving. It's been an awesome experience, to say the least. But I have to get ready to bid y'all farewell. Gotta go get me a grill this weekend. Cover up this motherfucking buck tooth. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. You already know what to do if you really appreciate me, though. I'm gonna say that every time. I have Saturn in the second house. If you really appreciate me, you hit that goddamn CashApp. Or just tell me you love me, or share the video, do something. How do I feel about Mars in Virgo? They're awesome. They're one of the sexiest ones that I spoke of earlier. Technicians. Mars in Virgo serves consistently. They want to do it perfectly. You're going to know a Mars in Virgo that's the best at something. They might be the best at doing you. Unless I do it, then I'm the best. Yeah. Mars conjunct Venus, exact degree. You're a very sexy person. You have a very sexual energy. You yourself are very desirous and very desirable. And you can be very creative. You got a little special sauce to you. You got your own way of doing things that really has style. All of that. All of that. You want all of this? Bye. I had to take the glasses off because, you know, sometimes people have these glasses on. They be cockeyed than a motherfucker behind the glasses. Not me. They be like Lil Jon. Lil Jon is cockeyed than a motherfucker behind them glasses. I mean, just every which way. He and I could never see eye to eye. Yeah. That's because his eyes cocked like a pistol. I have a best friend. One of my best friends is a dude named Cockeyed Matt. Now, we call him Cockeyed Matt. We don't call him that to his face because he's a Virgo. But everybody else that is not around him, anybody that's not around him, calls him Cockeyed Matt. And so, I mean, I know it sounds mean, but that's just the truth of growing up the way we grew up. He's Cockeyed Matt. Because there's two Matts. There's dumb Matt, there's cockeyed Matt. Lilith in the 4th house. Family issues. Exactly how it sounds. Family issues, which leads to emotional issues. Family issues that lead to emotional issues. Now you need some tissues. Lilith in the 3rd house. You grew up fucked up. You're very sharp, street smart, because you grew up, you know, having to be that way. You had to be that way. Very clever, very street smart, very perceptive, but it's because you grew up in an environment that forced you to be like that. You learn things very quickly. You pick up very quickly, but that also makes you very, very sneaky. Yeah, that's Lilith in the 3rd house was scamming still. Lilith in the 8th house is worse though. I have Lilith in the 8th house, and I hit a whole jewelry store. I told y'all the story before. I spent years of my life in the penitentiary because I did a jewelry heist, and I didn't get caught doing it. I got caught months later. I got to keep the money. But yeah, you sneaky as fuck. You with Lilith in the 3rd house, you fucking sneaky. Can't be trusted, and you'll lie like a motherfucker. Lilith in the 3rd house, they gonna lie like a mother. They gonna say I don't fucking lie. Nah, you a goddamn lie. Lilith in the 3rd house is a lie. A bold-faced lie. I know. Especially if you work at Magic City. If you dancing, you damn sure lying. Y'all dancers is the worst lying motherfuckers in the whole fucking world. I done dated some dancers. And it's all good at first. But eventually them motherfuckers gonna start lying. Like they lying at the job, that shit gonna come home. They gonna come motherfucking lying. Dancers gonna lie. You lying at your job too, chemistry. Now you lying about the chemistry because you're doing something with the chemicals. Dancers gonna lie. Chemists good, and you talking about you a chemist. Polymerizer. You a polyterrorizer. You probably tell a lie real motherfucking fast. I probably been stealing from at your job. I know it. I don't know what this bitch is, but I swear to God, bitch, this shit clean this. Fuck around, blow a nigga's stomach smooth up. Yeah, and you like my wife then. She don't like to admit it, but she work at the doctor's office. She stays taking toilet tissue and fucking rubber gloves. Like, come on, man, we don't need these fucking gloves in here. Like, that's what's wrong with you. She has Lilith in the 3rd house. Hers in Cancer though, but she has Lilith in the 3rd house. It's because you was raised wrong. Y'all was raised fucking. I have Lilith in Gemini. But yeah, I would tell her, man, you was raised wrong. Yeah. When I say 8th house Mars is dangerous, what do I mean? I mean it's dangerous. It's very intense. Mars can take over a whole person's nature there. It could kill somebody. We got 1 minute and then we out, y'all. So speak your piece and then I'm gone. I appreciate your love and support, but I got to go. I've been here as long as I can be here for free. Y'all don't appreciate me, I'll be back Monday. We cool. But I got other shit I gotta do. I love you. I appreciate your support. If you're interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, don't get at me in my comments. Get at me in my email, which is mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR.TURNER1300@gmail.com. All right. I appreciate the love, Kari Phoenix. Kari Phoenix. Kari. I have a cousin named Kari. Are you my cousin, Kari? Because if you are, Mandrake. You see, do I think our Jupiter signs and Saturn signs are our Chinese zodiac and element? I don't know. I don't think so. My Jupiter is in Pisces, right? My Saturn is in Sagittarius. I'm a fire tiger, so it's possible, but I don't know if you would say Pisces is the tiger. Some people say Aquarius is the tiger. But in sidereal, those are Aquarius placements, which is interesting, which would take on the Eastern philosophy. But I just understand everything in that sense. Like, oh, it could mean this, it could be that. So, hey, we finna go, y'all. We finna go. I appreciate everything. I gotta go. Yeah, Bibble. Kari like Safari. Oh, you're not my cousin, Kari. Good. 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 I wasn't gonna say good first, but good. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all let this eclipse calm your soul. Use it as a centering point in order to deal with the chaos of this Scorpio stellium.